What's going on, everyone? It's time for action sci-fi film review. Today, we're actually going to start a big franchise of probably like one of my all-time favorite sci-fi franchises, the Planet of the Apes franchise. Now, I'm not doing the first five Planet of the Apes yet. I'm doing, or even I think it's the Tim Burton 2002 one. I'm not doing that one either. We're going to start with Rise of the Planet of the Apes. It was released by 20th Century Fox August 5th, 2011. It was written by Rick Jaffa and Amanda Silver. It is directed by Rupert Wyatt, who did films like The Gambler, Captive State, The Escapist, and Desert Warfare. This had a budget of only $90 million, and it made over $481.8 million. So, Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Well, this is like a prequel reboot of the Planet of the Apes franchise, and it'll go on to span four films. So, I don't think they were really planning on that, but yeah. So this one we follow a young doctor who's veterinarian, I guess you could call him, who's experimenting on apes. PETA's going to hate these movies, and so as he's doing his experimenting with these drugs, and they end up uncovering a drug that makes them more hyper vigilant and more like us, like humans and stuff, and becoming more self-aware and just picking up on human traits way faster. And so he ends up keeping one called Caesar, who the government or the organization he's working for wants to get rid of. And they try to do it on another extra strong drug on another ape called Koba. And yeah, that one makes him get really aggressive and stuff. And eventually he ends up like breaking out of the place. And yeah, so as the film progresses, you see the young doctor basically try the drug in his dying father, which works to some extent, but also makes it go fast, the death process go a little faster at the end. And yeah, and then in the end, you see the apes starting to revolt against humans and go out and take revenge on San Francisco, where this movie takes place. Overall, I thought this film was actually really well done. The characters have a lot of good in depth. There's a lot of good depth to the characters. They're very well written. You really care about most of them, and it goes really well and really far in the film. You really feel for them in this. The story itself is actually not too bad either. I thought it was a good place to start and try to build a more bigger story and a bigger picture from how it started. It's kind of reminiscent of what happened recently in 2020 with a virus goes out and wipes out half of majority of humanity, even though I don't think COVID did that. I think it wiped out like a lot, but not as much. And yeah, so you kind of get the after effects from that sort of and feel for this, even though this came out in 2011. So, yeah, but this film does have a lot of good stuff to it. Even the special effects are top notch. They're done by Weta Digital, the company that did the Lord of the Rings, like CGI and stuff like that. Very revolutionary. They're always trying to push the boundaries of CG and computer generated images and effects in that way. And you can really see it. This is one of those motion capture films where it's sort of like Avatar or how they filmed Gollum in the Lord of the Rings. And Andy Serkis actually plays Caesar in this, and who played Gollum. And you could tell it looks really good. It's the most dynamic type of CG characters you can get. And yeah, it does still look a little too shiny and a little too solid. Like they haven't got like the CG hairs figured out yet. But for what they did for like a $90 million movie, it looks really, really good. And yeah, I actually thought it was really good too. The music is actually really good in this too, and the cinematography is so well done. They could have maybe did a little bit different tweaks with the lighting to make the CG stand out a bit more, but other than that, this film is pretty solid. I really enjoyed Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I thought it was a really good movie, and I think a lot of people do too because there's four movies out now from it. So Yeah. I'm going to give Rise of the Planet of the Apes a 4 out of 5. I actually really enjoyed this movie. I obviously have it on Blu-ray, and yeah, I really enjoy it. Now, I'm not sure if this is streaming anywhere or anything like that right now, so at least link the trailer down below so you check that out, but also make sure you check out my Instagram. That's where I post clips of films I'm going to review in the future. All my stories, you put the film title in there and some history fun fact thing in there as well. Also, my Letterbox down below, Derek P Reviews. That's where I post my first star rating after watching the films. And my Twitter's down below, reviews underscore Derek. So follow me on those platforms. Stay in the loop with this channel. Like this video, share some more people aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below if you have any. If you have any films or film franchises in any genre and on any streaming service that you want to hear my opinions on in the future, comment those down below too. I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can and if I can find them. Make sure you, and also let me know what your favorite Planet of the Apes movie is out of all like 10 or 11 of them. And yeah, and if you want me to do the other ones, let me know too. And yeah, make sure you subscribe. Hope you find something weird, obscure, and odd they probably never thought of checking out together. And also, so you hear my opinions on popular films that have come out, classic films, and reviews on other things as well. And yeah, don't forget to ring that bell because we're always going to do the next one, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, in the next review. So make sure you tune in for that. And yeah, watch out for all the scientists playing around with diseases and apes because they're going to turn eventually and then turn on us because these are just telling us what the future holds. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So until then, cheers.